Are your heroes the subject of every prophecy? Does every conflict and plot twist exist just to give them power? Basically, do you ever worry that your setting revolves a little too much around your main characters and players? If so, you might be trapped in snow globe world building. And sadly, I don't mean the cozy holiday kind. I'm talking about a world that feels small, contrived, and closed off, like a holodeck or the world of the Truman Show. I'm Janet from World Anvil, a professional world building consultant and published author, and I'm going to help you fix your snow globe world building. So grab your hammer and let's world build. How do you know if you have snow globe world building? Here are some signs that your characters might be caught in a snow globe. If every villain has a personal vendetta against your protagonist, or every major quest is about your player's personal growth, your world may feel too character-centric. Or how about your NPCs? Are they only there to serve as quest givers or as clue vending machines? If your innkeeper has no motivations except providing a mysterious map, or your wizard villain really only exists to thwart your hero, your world can feel artificial. Areas of your world should develop, grow, and change, even when your heroes aren't there. If they return to a village from the beginning of their adventure and literally everything is the same, they might as well have been trapped in a snow globe. And what about the deep stuff? If all your lore, history, and prophecy ties directly to your main characters or their current quest, it can make the world feel like it was crafted specifically for them. And even if your character's goal is to change the world, if the world only changes as a result of their actions and nothing else, that's a problem too. Other events happening in the world should also create ripple effects, even when the protagonists aren't directly involved. You can use the World Anvil meta for that. And finally, the Samwise Gamgee epidemic. It's beautiful storytelling when it happens as a one-off. But when every single secondary character, and even random NPCs off the street, constantly prioritize the main character's needs above all else, it makes the setting feel unnatural. In a realistic world, people have their own obligations, their own motivations, and lives. If they drop everything to aid the heroes, it makes them feel like a plot point. And that can make your world feel fake. Okay, so maybe some of those sounded familiar to you, but it's all right. Here's how you can smash your snow globe constraints and make your world building feel alive. To start with, create background drama and current affairs in your world building. Adding conflicts and world events that are independent of the main cast, maybe a political struggle or a guild war, adds depth and movement to your world. It gives NPCs and side characters things to talk about that aren't the main quest. Your characters might get involved with these tangentially or even in a later book or adventure. But they don't have to. We've got a world drama generator in the description of this video, and you can add that to your World Anvil meta if you have one. And speaking of side characters and NPCs, make sure you give them real concerns, goals, dreams, and motivations that don't revolve around your heroes. What does the guildmaster or the villain really want out of life, and how do they plan to achieve it? This is especially important for repeating NPCs or side characters with importance in the story. A great example is the cabbage merchant in Avatar: The Last Airbender, the My Cabbages guy. This poor guy just really wants to sell his produce in peace. He's never more than a repeating background character, but he has an entire fan base of his own. People really connect with his struggle. If you want to build a world with rich, repeating side characters like this, you'll need to keep notes. And World Anvil will help you. I use it for my own professional world building, and we literally built it for just that. You can develop your characters using the character template, adding motivations, grudges, relationships, and secrets to make your characters feel alive. You can track NPCs and complicated political structures, develop your cultures, and breathe life into your world beyond your main story. You can go create a free account at worldanvil.com if you're not already an Anvilite. If you are, let me know in the comments. And speaking of complex political factions, let's talk about organizations, countries, guilds, and megacorporations. Your world's factions should have their own goals and conflicts, even if the main characters never bump up against those directly. The mere existence of these machinations within groups will add depth to your world. Imagine political intrigues, secret societies, or religious factions with their own political power struggles and motivations. And what about world building beyond just characters? Even if your main story is set in a smaller location, make sure that you give a sense that your world stretches beyond that. Add characters and imports from faraway lands. Consider diplomats, trade envoys, or even just a cosmopolitan marketplace that allows you to share details from beyond the location your characters are in. This will make your world feel richer and more immersive, and it's really quick and simple to do. If you're worried that your world building is feeling flat and constrained, then remember that time is a dimension too. Adding events that change the landscape, society, or economy over time can make your world feel vibrant and fresh. Perhaps a once bustling city falls into decay, or a forest becomes haunted. Or maybe a slum city is revitalized. Change can be positive too. This creates a world that's dynamic, where time affects everything. Remember to add reasons that these changes occur, which might be related to the focus points or themes of your world. Of course, your audience has to see these changes too. When your adventurers return to the village from the beginning of their story, it might have new buildings, or even have been decimated by a goblin horde. And another way to make your world seem varied and not trapped in a snow globe is to show it through different eyes. Your main characters have a certain way of looking at the world, and it's easy for them to think that's the only way. For writers, you can use different point of view characters to further the story. For GMs, you can share in-world letters, or simply have your characters overhear candid conversations. This shows off the world through fresh perspectives, and makes it feel larger than just your main characters, which is the whole point of this exercise. If you've struggled with snow globe world building, or if you have ideas on how to weave more depth into a snow globe world setting, let me know in the comments, and please throw this video a like when you're down there. Then grab your snow globe smashing hammer and go world build.